What does Melania Trump think about Donald Trump narrowly avoiding being killed, getting the boo-boo on his ear? That came up in Donald Trump's interview last night with Laura Ingraham. And Donald Trump had a deeply weird response to it. Listen to this.
What was Melania's reaction, if you don't mind my asking? I know this is very personal, when she learned about what happened on that field in Butler?
She was watching.
Oh, she was watching in real time?
She was watching live. It was all over the place. It was on television. It was on your network, but it was all over the place. And she was watching. I asked her that. I mean, I wasn't there. I was on the ground. And when the world started to, like, you could talk to people, I said, so what was your feeling? And she can't really even talk about it.
Traumatized.
Which is okay, because that means she likes me.
No, she
loves me.
That's good.
I mean, let's say she could talk about it freely. That wouldn't be, I'm not so sure which is better. But she either likes or loves me, and that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. He looks like a guy deeply in the grip of passionate romantic love with his wife. By the way, I love that he is projecting that he is right now, day by day, looking for and evaluating signs for whether she likes him or not. They've been married for years and he's on the hunt. Am I out of the doghouse? I mean, we've all been in that sort of position. It's usually brief. For him, he's been in it for the months now since he was found guilty of having raped someone and the whole Stormy Daniels thing. Not good news for him. Also, I'm gonna need a citation or some video evidence that she was watching that speech when it happened. I mean, it was on the news. Who thinks that Melania, who's like, no, I'm not going to your stupid speech, you go do it yourself, is then sitting at home watching it live? Who thinks that? But I have a more important issue that I want us to focus on. We're gonna play a very brief second bit of the footage, and then I have to show you something, Maz, and I want you to tell me what you think.
Okay.
She was, when I went down, she thought the worst had happened, because I went down and I grabbed my, and I saw my hand was loaded up with blood. You see it in slow motion, instant replay. You know, we had hundreds of press there.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
Okay, so that might seem like a small thing, but again, it is part of the mythologizing that Donald Trump and some MAGA people want to do about what happened. What happened was unprecedented. What happened was a tragedy. It was a tragedy because of the man who died and the others who were horribly injured. Donald Trump was just an accessory to the tragedy. He, like many people in the crowd, was near the tragedy. He was barely touched at all, but that's not good enough for the myth. So they have to make you believe, no, he totally almost died. His wife apparently was sitting at home thinking he went down and he died. No, she saw him touch his ear. There was blood. Seconds go by, Secret Service puts him on the ground. Nobody thinks that he has died. He's still in danger at that point. Shots are still being fired. But it is the attempt to take the injury that he actually suffered and make it out to be something much bigger than it is, which I find reprehensible considering there were people dying and being horribly injured at that time. And just on that note, Maz, we still have not gotten like the definitive image that I think a lot of people want to really evaluate the actual injury. But he's no longer wearing the massive bandage. And so if you go to these screenshots, you'll see a man who was shot in the ear by an AR-15, and you can barely tell like a week and a half later that it happened. He is an elderly man who suffered an ear injury. Both of those things are apparently slow to heal when you're older, and injuries to the ear, and you barely can tell. And again, I am not showing this to you to say he wasn't shot or anything. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is it is such a deeply irrelevant injury in light of those who actually suffered. So stop trying to milk it, Trump. Maz, what do you think?
Well, you know, on the one hand, I'm going to disagree a little bit with you, because it really is, I mean, whoever's watching, not watching, seeing the thing, if it's somebody who's related to you or not related to you, it's a tragic thing, as you said, and we agree on that. And but you know, there's a moment probably where people go, oh my God, he died, and that's again, whether you like the guy or you don't like the guy, that's got to be a traumatic feeling. But then, as you're saying, the milking of it all. I mean, first of all, the guy's a sociopath. I mean, if you get shot, or if I get shot at, not whether it grazes or hits or whatever, I'm not standing up and going fight. So there's a level of like crazy, some people are, the MAGA writer saying he's so strong, he's so brave, and all that stuff. I'm saying you're nuts because I'm laying down. I'm not getting up. And when I get up, I'm going through in the arms of these Secret Service people. I'm not bringing my head up again and going, yeah. So all of that to say, I think he's so involved in his image and who he is, and obviously his followers. Now they have this Jesus complex, and he was saved, and all that stuff. You're absolutely right. That part of it is actually distasteful, given the fact that a man actually lost his life in that situation. So I agree with you on that. Now the Melania thing that's funny to me is I don't know if you caught it, but he said, I asked Melania, how did you feel? I mean, you shouldn't have to ask your wife, how did you feel? Like, you would think your wife would come on and be like, as soon as she saw you, be like, oh my God, I was so afraid. I was so this. So I wonder, because we all kind of know Melania as not being a very verbose person. So I wonder if when he sees her, she's just like, she's just kind of doing that lip thing that she does, and just looking the other way. And he has to finally go, Melania, how'd you feel? And then she says whatever she said to him. I mean, it's just their relationship is pretty whacked. It's
weird.
And for a moment there, when he was saying she was watching and she thought that he went down, in my mind, given their relationship and not knowing what they're like, what I see from their relationship, I wonder if like when she might have been like, oh my God, I get the money, or was she thinking I don't know.
We'll never know. We can only at this point speculate. And you're right, maybe I'm being too hard on that first part. But you bring up a great point about him having to ask. And look, does it really matter to most people watching this, the quality of their family? No, I don't think so. I don't particularly care. I only bring it up because I know there are some people who deeply care about family. JD Vance loves family. And so it's got to deeply bother him that theirs is messed up in so many ways.